Alright, it is time to finish the game, Act 10. So, let's go ahead and get started. There's a bunch of NPCs that we can talk to. Do we need to talk to any of them? Not really, but it's just... It does tell you technically where to go, but I can tell you where to go too. You just go outside over here to the top. So this is the final act, guys. We are right there. So, as soon as we go out, we're going to go over here. And this guy's going to want some help. His name's Bannon. Taking a lot of damage. We're gonna need some more upgrades very soon. Alright, so now he wants us to meet us in the docks. We actually don't need to really do that though. We're just gonna go down and to the right. And in this act there is a trial of ascendency and then 2 skill point quests. Well, one of them technically gives you 2. So it's like 3 skill points in total. I'm moving so fast I can't even control my character. A strong box, a unique one. Let's open it up, see if we get something cool. Ooh, I don't think this thing's worth anything, but we'll check. Oh, did we get it to open up again? Sometimes the strong boxes you can open them up again. Ooh. Something is doing really big damage. Like, it's concerning amounts of damage. It was like overtuned arch nemesis bosses. And it didn't even drop anything. That's kind of strange. Let's see if we have any upgrades though. It's possible. I don't think any of these are worth anything, but we can go ahead and put them inside real quick. And then if you do get a premium stash tab, you can always just throw things in there, and then if people whisper you too fast, then you'll know that the item is too cheap in its price. But like what I usually do and what a lot of people do, they don't even read most of the stuff. They just throw it in a tab for like maybe 5-10 divines, and then they start lowering it, or even just like 1 or 10 chaos orbs. They just throw it in there, and if people whisper, then they actually look. So basically, other people end up kind of being their loot filter. Because people want it. Is this more difficult than Diablo? Yes, Shy. This is much, much more difficult than Diablo. I would say Diablo 1 is still probably a harder game, though. Diablo 1 is very, very punishing. But it's more punishing in the speed. But, like, if you know what you're doing with Path of Exile, you can go fast. No matter how good you are at Diablo 1, you ain't ever going fast. Unless you cheat and get, like, Archangel Staff of Apocalypse and... what is it called? Like, teleport, or is it warp? There's like a couple different like ways that you can move in the game, but that's not really like normal. Let's see if this guy's gonna be dropping us some goodies. And then what we should be looking out for right now is a much better bow. We also need to be 5 linked. Because like while we could still finish off the game with this, I mean ideally we get an upgrade on the bow. Oh, we're bleeding. Okay. Oh, there's a dead end, so hopefully up and to the right. Diablo with Hellfire was expansion. I mean, there was some cool stuff with that, but you know, largely, I think a lot of Diablo players don't like. I don't know if you like know all about that game, but there are some really weird things that got added into Hellfire that really shouldn't be in a Diablo game. Very, very strange quests. Some of the monsters are like straight up aliens. Yeah, I don't really feel like it fit, but it wasn't bad. There are some cool things like the oils that they added. I mean, Path of Exile kind of took that idea. Technically, Sierra was the one that published that game, right? Sierra actually had some really good PC games back in the day. We got, what is it, the Diamond Shrine. So all of our hits are crits. However, we can't do crits because of, I think it's called Precise Technique. Alright. So there's several areas to go into. Do we get the waypoint? Oh. So up and to the right is going to be for way, way, way later. It should be. Alright, so I want to say it might be smart to go down first. Let's see if we can go down. This area is very, very large, by the way. I just want to try to get the waypoint if possible, because we will be coming back here a few times. But the most important thing is first, it should be in the bottom left. Which is Vilenta's Vengeance, which is a boss fight. Here we go. I really want the waypoint ideally first. So hopefully we can get the waypoint. Even though it may require us to walk back. Otherwise, I have to walk back from the other areas. And I didn't get the waypoint for the other area. There's also this area over here, the reliquary. But the first step is to get the waypoint. Hopefully it's over here. If not, we're gonna go all the way up there.
I'm not up to that.
Dang, where is the waypoint? Dang. Very unlucky. Oh, it's just gonna be like right here. No? Well, we got the good shrine. Going extra fast for a few seconds. Where is it? There's no way they just deleted the waypoint, right? Alright, well. Hopefully, if we go over here, we can get a waypoint from here and then we can go back out. That's another option. Yeah, there's no way they just remove this waypoint, right? Oh, let's see. If there's a waypoint as soon as we walk in. Boom. Okay, so we have this one, just in case. Alright. And then now we are going to go down over here. So we're looking for the control blocks. Then you make World of Warcraft, but make it like Diablo. Like a Warcraft themed ARPG. I mean, it's kind of medieval. I think it would be cool to have a StarCraft action RPG. All the action RPGs are always like, you know, fantasy, dark fantasy. It'd be really cool to see like a very good sci-fi one. There is a Warhammer one that's not too bad. This is 40,000 Martyr Inquisitor. It's okay, but it didn't really stick with a lot of people. It wasn't like as popular as Diablo or Path of Exile. But once we're in the control blocks, this is a very, very large area. Let's see if we can dash down. Okay, cool. This will save us a lot of time later. Okay, see, we can. Any area where the gate kind of has a crack in it, you can dash through, which I think is really awesome. Hopefully the strongbox does not freeze. Oh, it does. Oh, I think I have one of these does it. So our granite flask will unfreeze us, which is a good thing. I'm gonna guess that it's over here. Actually, it may loop around. But what was that item that dropped? Something dropped. There it is. That was it. I'm gonna go to this area over here, so go to the arena for the boss. I'll put in the skill point in a second. It's kind of a habit to put a portal, but like I think you just spawn right outside now. But on the off chance that it will be ripped, yeah, it'll be good. So this boss kind of comes down like an eagle striking down. Just trying to get hit by all of it. So ideally move. So much things covering up, so hard to see. Okay. Alright. So now we get to talk to Lonnie for our reward, so we can go ahead and do that. You go to Act 3 and you're really struggling. You're level 34. Do you have any tips? What build are you playing, Mark? I'd recommend you to follow someone's guide. It doesn't have to be mine. I mean, if you want to follow mine, awesome. But there's probably a lot of stuff as far as gear goes that could use some upgrades. So this is from a whatever quest. I don't know which one. But the one that does matter, Vilenta's Vengeance, which is the one we just did, we do get that bonus. And then to get that reward. But we're just going to throw this in here. It's just a thing that gives us onslaught per second when it like consumes frenzy charge or something. But now we're going to go back to, since I didn't get the Ravaged Square, you can see we didn't have the waypoint. We can go back to the Reliquary, and the Reliquary, it will tell us about the Naptu Sloth, was it Slotha? But yes, we're going to go over here, and we are going to do this quest. Now, this quest technically is optional, but I'm going to say that I kind of consider it like required. And the reason why I kind of consider it required is because it gives us a bunch of skill gems that we can later utilize. So right now at this point, like I can get more damage. If we want to get extra survivability, you can go all the way around here and grab all of that. We don't really do damage over time. We don't do physical damage. So this is an area. If you just type in like life, like if I wanted more life or evasion. If I want some extra evasion, there's a couple evasion nodes I think over here. Oh, we're getting hit by something. Okay, so yeah, let's see, what do we want to go for? There's actually increased movement speed also here, but there's also, you can gain what's called phasing, which does it tell you what phasing does in this? Oh, okay, phasing is when while you move, your movement is not blocked by enemies, so you get to just go through things. Dash can also basically let you do that as well in PoE. So if you want that, that is another option. There's some small resistances. We can actually start looking at spell suppression as well. That's not a bad thing to actually get, because we eventually do want to have 100% spell suppression. Is there actually blind on hit? There's blind duration. I think there's blind stuff down here. It just makes monsters harder to... It makes it harder for the monsters to hit you, which could be okay. There's honestly so many options that you can go for in terms of like survivability. You can also look up evasion. There is some evasion nodes here, but they're like hybrid, and we don't scale energy shields, so that won't be as good. But these movement speed ones are okay. There's leech over there. We already got the other leech. Dang. The skills costing life instead of mana is fine if you have leech. It doesn't really cost that much anyways. It's not like PoE 2. PoE 2 is very hefty on that in terms of the cost. But as far as it goes right now, I just want to continue playing. I'm just going to go select these two. So it's going to make the enemies more chilled, more shocked, and then we get like 10% ally damage. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue now. Nice. But yeah, we're looking for specifically the tier. But it's a quest item. At the Reliquary. It's where like we basically collected the like it was like the jaw, the tooth, and the hair before. And then now Lily will give us a reward. Now, if you don't have this belt, or even if you do have it, this thing is not bad. But we're really here for all of the gems. So now we can get a lot of gems that we couldn't before. I think we can get my mark on. Okay, this is what I wanted to use. Maybe we can if these are good. Oh no, not very good. But ideally we definitely need to get an upgrade. Ondars is no good at this point. We really should get another pair of gloves that just have extra resistances. But We may have to get to, well, we'll get to the end game, and we'll talk more about the upgrades later, because what happens once you get to the end game is your resistances get pretty scuffed. We'll have definitely okay cold res, but the rest of the resistances, yeah, they're going to be kind of bad. So anyways, let's go ahead and continue now that we have delivered the tier. Now we're going to go back to, well, we want to go back to the Ravaged Square, but we're going to go through the Reliquary, and we're going to go back. Also, I think the first time we went through here, we should have, okay, good. It's still up. Otherwise, we'd have to kind of scout out this area all over again. But now we're going to go up. Would be cool to see StarCraft skins Diablo. They actually did that in Diablo 3. There's like a Space Marine helmet. I think that's it though. Oh, here's the waypoint. There we go. And so we go to the Ossuary. So the Ossuary actually has the Trial of Ascendency. It also has an optional quest, but really just for that. And then yeah, there's another area that we go to. And we get the staff, and then we fight Katava, which is the final boss of the entire game. And this boss, it is quite challenging if you want to have 0 deaths on it, but it's much better just to just accept that you're gonna die maybe a couple times. If you want to, you can go get Immortal Flesh, and then it's like 1 Chaos Orb, and then you can like pretty much base tank most of the stuff. This isn't really that required. We're just here for the Trial of Ascendancy. I think I see it right here. But if you come across it, I mean, it's like a free reward.
A leader cannot simply stride forward.
So let's go find out where we need to go. Ooh, we dodged them all. Oh, we got hit by one. These make you move super slow, though.
So that he can witness and understand the consequences of the path.
All right, so we can do that to stop his yapping.
That just yet.
We're moving so slow, but we finished it.
Emperor must know precisely where he
Okay, so we
stands.
completed that. That's all we needed this area for. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the waypoint, and we can also deliver this. And I'll show you guys what you get if you turn it in. You get 2 respec points. It's okay. Again, it's completely optional. You want to like remove some points. Technically, I always remove these 3. I mean, you'll have them if you just play the game anyways. But if you want to go respec into something, that's fine. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the Ravaged Square. And to find a way to destroy Katava's horns, well, it's going to be through an area that we're going to go to. Alright. So now we go to Torch Courts. And then we get to fight the boss again. It'll be a familiar face from Lactus's. One of the previous acts. It's the giant statue that shoots out a laser. Alright. So now we go to the chambers. So this is basically the same area. There's a lot of areas in PoE 1 where it's kind of recycled, but it's part of like the storyline, so it's fine. As long as the gameplay is good, that's what I care about. I actually don't mind the leveling process for 1 character per like league or season for PoE. I do not like doing this again. Sometimes I make 2 characters. Like in Diablo, I can make a new character and like it's so smooth and fast. PoE's a very hefty investment. This campaign is several hours. You can get a carry or you can just run yourself through it, but it's just a very, very big time investment.
I'm not up to that just yet.
It's a really big area. Ooh, we're going so fast though. Oh, look how fast we're going. Imagine that, but like twice as fast. I don't even know if we're going to be able to control our character. It might just be too much movement speed. Because Path of Exile, unlike Diablo, they don't really cap you on too many things. They cap you on the amount of resistances, though. Should you buy PoE if you already have Diablo? Oh, PoE 1 is free. This is the one we're currently playing. So I would try PoE 1, see if you like it. You may like it. But I would always recommend downloading the game for free first. PoE 2 costs money right now to get the early access, but it will be free when the game does come out. Alright, so the Assembled Avarius. So this is the guy that summons a bunch of things. And if you ever need a portal to reset your flask like mine, I only have... Well, it's good thing we made a portal right there. I guess it put us right outside. Totally fine. So some of the stuff that will hit for physical damage, since we don't have any physical mitigation, minus, I guess, the flask. Okay. See how fast that was? Okay. So now we're going to deliver the staff to Bannon.
I fear.
Okay, and then now he's a ghost. We talked to him. And then now we go meet him at Kitava's Horns, which is marked on the map. There's also, most of these don't matter. What's the other one that activates? The Ossuary. Okay, but we don't need to do that. We're going to do the main quest, which is this one. So we are going to go back to the Ravage Square. There's an area that we didn't have access to, and we are going to have access to it now. So he's going to do a giant Hadouken and open it up. This one actually takes a second. The rest of the like quest ones, like you could just click on it ASAP, but we're here at the final boss, man. The final boss. And then we'll talk more about endgame. Ooh, this is one of the best shrine effects right here. This is, what they call it? Echo. It's just basically everything that you do is twice. It's one of the best ones. I mean, it's like double DPS. It can be extra survivability too, depending on what build you're playing. It's activating all your things 2 times, man. Really good. But that's the first time I think we've gotten one. That also includes your dashes, so if I was to dash, it would double dash me, like Mario Kart. But this area is quite long, so yeah. So we're like level 67. Pretty good. Something dropped. Oh, 1 Regal Orb. Oh, cool. That's a great username. Normalized piss drinking. Let's go. Sell this item to normalized piss drinking. For some reason in Path of Exile, it's like so different from Diablo. Like people have like the weirdest names in this game. I don't know why it's a thing, but they genuinely just have like the weirdest names. Alright, so we'll go ahead and trade him the item. Boom, boom. And we are ready to go back to exactly where we were.
Can't see why I'd want to do that here.
Okay. And then after we actually do the final boss, there's a cool thing you can type in by typing /passives. Oh, wow. This is so crazy for movement speed. I want to try to have that up 100% of the time. If we can get enough duration, I'm really curious to see how it works with the shrines. 10 stacks corrupted blood. That's quite a bit. Oh, it looks like we're coming up to the end of it. ROG is kind of worth doing, but you have to really know a lot, and it would take hours to explain what's a prefix, what's a suffix on every single piece of gear that we'd want. So I would say if you want to learn it, there's probably a YouTube guide. I'm not even kidding when I say it's several hours to learn that that mechanic. But you can follow a tutorial guide on how to craft something with ROG if it's a very specific thing, and probably learn like 20 minutes. But you still need to know what's a prefix, what's a suffix, and then also what are the weights on items to get a better chance. That's our first Orb of Binding too. Oh, I guess it's second. But Orb of Bindings, they're kind of nice to have earlier on. It upgrades a white item to a rare item with 4 links. It's kind of nice. Put Diablo, I'm not sure what you mean. It needs to be slowed down. I don't get to make those decisions. I actually liked Diablo in Season 4. I felt like it was kind of the peak of the game, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like Diablo's gotten to the point where like they want all the casuals to be able to play the game. That's the way that they want. It's kind of turning into Diablo 3. I mean, I didn't mind Diablo 3. I just want like each game to kind of be its own, you know? I think that's kind of cool. Anyways, let's go ahead and throw a bunch of turrets down. And this is Katava. So it's similar to the very first one, but there's a bunch of fire and a bunch of like red stuff on the ground. Trying to stand on it. There's a lot. It's hard to see. But you can always just make a portal. Before, if you didn't make a portal, you'd have to walk all the way back. But after you do enough damage, the heart comes up, and you want to damage the heart. But there's one move in particular that you want to watch out for. And that is specifically when they move their hands. I'll show you once it comes up. Most of the stuff isn't really too bad. Like this one right here. There you go. See how they move the hands and then do a little clap? That one, don't stand in it. Ooh, something did some big damage. Oh, we have that. Oh, this is one of the best shrines, but like we can't damage them during this phase. It's unlucky. Man, our mana's going up really slow. There we go. There it is. We just have to like hit targets. And if the area gets covered with fire, just try to run to like over here or the other side. Also, there's a little like red ball that kind of shoots down. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Also, that like there's a swipe. There's the fire, so we can just stand kind of in the other corner. Looks kind of scary. Ooh, if you die, it's okay. It's no big deal. It covers up like so much of the area. No, it looks like our buffs actually stay active when we die. It's actually a nice quality of life change at some point. But if you move the gems, then you have to reactivate them. Ooh, we got... This is no good. Let's see. I don't even think we can... Yeah, we would like scuff up the whole build. Oh. Ah. It scuffed up the build even harder because we have requirements of a gem. Which one is it? Oh, it's this one. The reason why is this gives us the stats to run whatever that thing was giving us. I was going to see which quiver was going to be better. But anyways, once we talk to Sid, the epilogue is now unlocked. So now we go back to the Oriath docks. And we are done almost. So now we're going to go talk to the NPCs and this quest reward doesn't really matter. The other one does, which is the one where it gives us 2 skill points. So now we have 2. And one thing that you want to do, just in case you didn't like accept the like reward from a quest, type in this in the chat. So it's /passives, and you want to make sure that every one of these says 1, except for deal with the bandits, because that requires you to kill all 3. Instead, we got 15 resistances, and that's the one that we selected. So we have all of these complete, again, except for deal with the bandits. So we have completed all of them, and that means that we've done every single all the skill point quests. We have done all of them. But this is only the beginning. This is the first like introduction to PoE. The real game actually starts now, which is awesome. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the entire walkthrough and playthrough. Congratulations if you made it. A lot of people never even make it this far. But we're also going to go ahead and put in the last few skill points now. What do I really want to get? Honestly, I like getting all this elemental damage stuff over here. There are a couple nodes, like these 2 nodes are kind of mid, I'll be honest. Well, you have to get the dex to kind of progress anyways, but you also have some spell suppression, you have some maximum life, but I like getting all of these ones, and then also getting this life per enemy killed. All of these ones are great, and there's also a strength node that is going to be acquired from here, and then we get all of these. There's elemental damage, but not small. We're going to grab all of these nodes over here. This is also optionally a pretty good one. We'll talk more about this once we get some sort of gear that has some evasion rating, that has maybe a mix of energy shield. It's kind of optional. There's some cool items like a shadow stitch that are great for it. But we'll talk more about upgrades later, as I want to go and show you guys the end game. And once you get to the end game, resistances are going to be changed. But I'm going to go ahead and save that for like the end game. I'll be probably making like an end game part 1. We'll talk about upgrades and whatnot, as we definitely need to be upgrading our items here. But one thing that we could do, okay, I think for like, well, let's see if we can find one actually, because the thing that we need the most as far as an upgrade goes, we'll try to go get something for like, let's say 5 chaos, because like, I mean, I know I have like 100 and something chaos, but I want to keep it realistic. So let's go ahead and actually get some items. Well, specifically, I just want to get a bow right now. So I want the bow with the highest DPS. Technically, there's things that may not register like crit, because it just registers the bow's DPS. It could also give you other stats that it's just not something that would be calculated here. So if we go to this path, we're back in Path of Exile 2 trade. We need to make sure we're in Path of Exile 1. I also play Path of Exile 2, it just defaults it to that. But let's say we only have 5 chaos orbs. We want a bow here. We also want the stats over here. It doesn't really matter too much, but like the item may have a certain requirement. Let's go to DPS. So there's physical and regular. It's fine. So for 5, we also want to have 5 links. So we want to be at least 5 links. Ideally 6, but like right now, again, for this we have a bullet requires us level 66. We have cold, fire, and lightning cooled, and it's got extra attack speed plus elemental damage. All of these are great stats. I want to go ahead and pick this one up. Now, if you get a corrupted one, you won't be able to change the colors on it, but it's really not that big of a deal. This is 741. Okay, let's see if we can get this one for 5 chaos orbs. This would be a nice little upgrade, and it's relatively realistic. If you need to get 5 chaos orbs, go ahead and check your other little currencies. Like a few of these can equal one of those, but I think that this is like fair. Like as in like I said, I have at this point I have like almost 100. But this should be realistic for most of you guys to achieve. If you don't have the chaos orbs to go ahead and get an upgrade on like your weapon, this is the biggest source of basically allowing you to kind of play the end game a little bit more properly, because well, things just tend to get a lot harder. So I want to show you guys just how much numerically it's giving us in terms of damage here. So I'm going to open up this. Let's get our buffs up too, because I guess. Did we have to react? I might have moved our thing. Oh, that's right, because we messed with the quiver. But anyways, looking at our damage right now, we are at, was it 11471? So 11,500, okay? But we're going to swap over to this, and I'm going to show you guys the difference in damage. It's going to be quite massive. Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, oh, okay, we're looking at, okay. So now, wait, was I looking at the, I'm pretty sure... We're looking at the, hold on. I don't know if I was looking at the regular attack. That actually matters. Hold on. I'm pretty sure it's upgraded. Okay. Okay, so yeah, 11,471. Okay. I had to make sure because I don't want to give you guys the wrong info. This new bow gives us basically double the damage. So now, if I click on lightning arrow, it's 25. So yeah, it's actually more than double damage. So that's a huge upgrade. Now, if I can sell this back for like 1 chaos, that's totally fine. But we also need to do the last lab, but I'm going to reserve that for another part, as I just wanted to show you guys the biggest upgrade that you can get on your character is specifically getting your resistances. As we go to the next act, our resistances, oh, they're already scuffed since we defeated the boss. Okay, but this is something that we can do. I'm probably just going to do it like off cam, like as in like I'm just going to mention some of the things for like the end game, because this is something that we've already done 2 of them. The next one, it's basically the exact same thing. It's just going to be that the boss has a little bit more HP. But this one you can freely go in. If you fail it, it's not that big of a deal. But this one requires an offering to the goddess, which could cost a couple chaos orbs. That one is quite tough. So that one I'm going to say, make sure you take that one really slow. But it's basically all the same. And then with our points, and I'll update you guys also. And the reason why I'm not going to make like a full walkthrough for all the bosses is because there isn't any new bosses, and I already have all of that stuff like ready to go. But I'll at least make one like end game guide for specifically this league, because there could be some other things to talk about, and I'll mention those. But yeah, as far as the passives go for those like last ones, I'm just going to mention them in this one. So what I'm going to get is this one over here, and then ideally we get a 6-link bow with no sockets in the chest. I mean, it can have sockets, but we don't put any gems in, because that's going to double our defenses. And then remember, we get another 100% increased stats from the body armor, so this goes crazy. And then this one over here is going to be our last, so we're going to take 1, 2, and then 3, 4 for the final 4 points. But we're going to definitely do that eventually, but I want to do a bunch of the end game mechanics first, because, well, it's part of getting some currency. And the next upgrade over here, well, this is good. I need to move all these gems here need to be moved, like one here, maybe get a ring that has a socket. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we move around, but this is where I'm going to go ahead and end it for our play session for Act 10. Again, congratulations, you completed Path of Exile. Most people never make it this far. But yeah, I'll upload like another like end game like kind of guide in the very beginning. But for the beginning of the end game, so to speak.